Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jesse Duplantis. I know you're enjoying our YouTube videos. That's why you don't want to miss anything. So like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you will know when we post new content. That's like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Do it now, so watch this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Faith the Facts. I hope you enjoyed this little 5-minute segment. We sure enjoy coming into your home or wherever you're viewing this. It is such a blessing of the Lord. There's a wonderful scripture that I want to read before I tell you what we're going to talk about. It's Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. Listen what God says. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace. That means possession of adequate resource, nothing broken, nothing missing, and not of evil. So many people think God's mad at us and he's going to beat our brains out. To give you a wonderful end, an expected end. You know, people all the time say, but Jesse, you always seem to be ahead of the curve. I'm 10 years ahead in my life. I'm 10 years ahead in my ministry. I'm 10 years ahead of my thinking in every area. Why? Because I always look forward. I don't look backward. The past never sees the future. And a lot of people live in the past, and they're in bondage to the past. But my God, Jesus said he set you free. Remember Lot's wife? She looked back, and what happened? She became salty, became a pillar of salt. Look what it said in Luke chapter 17, verse 32 and 33. Remember Lot's wife. That is a command. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. What he's saying is God said, you don't have time to be looking behind you. You have to go forward because you have destiny and destination. Do you know where you're going? Because if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to know when you get there. I know where I'm going, and I know what I'm going to do when I get there. See, faith, that fact in your life, and all this junk of the past will dissolve. I find so many people, they're living in the past. All the stuff, terrible things that happened when this country started out. Slavery, you name it, and indentured servants that were people from England. And they had to come and work 15, 20 years and all that kind of stuff. And they call them an indentured servant, but they were a slave. And yet that still controls people. You see, what has happened is Satan has put those chains on you and made you think it was jewelry. And it's not jewelry, it's chains. And I'm telling you, Jesus is giving you power to break from those kind of things. I was raised very poor in my life, and I wasn't ashamed of that. My mother and father did the best they could. But you know what? I had some of my family would say, well, we're just never going to be able to get out of this hole, just the way we are. Well, that's a lie. Some of them believe that lie, but thank God they were born again and made it to heaven. But I'm going to tell you something. God will do whatever you can believe. There's always somebody telling you what you can't do. I came to tell you what you can do. You know what Jesus said? You can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth you. Now, that's looking ahead. So if you have a problem in front of you, look past it. Just do this. Get out of the way, problem. Let me see the answer here. You see my point? That's what I'm talking about. That's God's power. That's wonderfulness of the Lord. So, you have to be progressive in your thinking and in your walking. And you know what I find? I'm on a treadmill almost every day. And I tell you, I was thinking about the other day, there are a lot of Christian people. They're on a religious treadmill. They're running, but they're not going nowhere. They're in the same place. They're just going through the motions. You see what I'm trying to say? But when you understand to think forward in your life, spiritually, physically, and financially, I tell people all the time, when I first hire them, now, you're starting out here, but you're not going to finish with this salary here. You're going to make more money. God's going to bless it. God's going to honor it. Don't mix faith and time, because time can be your friend or your foe. And if it's not fast enough, the devil will use say, well, it doesn't work, and then you quit believing. Man, I'm constantly ahead in everything in my thinking. All the projects that I'm doing. Why am I building this? For today? No, because when it's finished, it's for tomorrow. See, it's for the next generation. Debt-free. I had a little boy one time, I walked into the church, and our ministry has been debt-free. We've been debt-free for 47 years. Oh, no, longer than that. Yeah, good God, since 1982. How long is that? We've been in the ministry 47 years, but you figure it out. 41 years, I think? Yeah. Now think about that. And this little boy, I heard him say it really blessed me. He said, Mama, this church is debt-free, isn't it? He was about 5 years old. And mother looked down at him and said, yes, it is. He said, then we don't have to pay for it. And the mother said, no, Brother Jesse and Sister Kathy paid for it, debt-free, so we could come to church and just praise his wonderful name without the pressure of saying, oh God, it's possibly we could lose this church. Not this one. You know why? Whom the Son has set free is free indeed. It blessed me when I heard that little boy say that. See, always ahead, never behind. Always look forward, because that's where your destiny and your destination is. If you're physically sick, look for the healing, and the healing will come your way. Faith that fact, okay? See you next week. Bye-bye.
This media is copyrighted by Jesse Duplantis Ministries for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this media or of any pictures or accounts without Jesse Duplantis Ministries' consent is strictly prohibited.